Olá, boa noite. It's the Portugal Pillow Talk podcast, the alliterative podcast. This evening brought to you, or this morning, early hours of the morning. Although, no, the clocks have gone back.
Back or forward, isn't it?
Sorry, they sprung forward. So it's already even late. It's almost tomorrow morning. Anyway, yes, just to...
My computer clock hasn't gone forward, though.
Oh, dear. Well, should we deal with that after we've done the podcast?
Yeah, sorry.
Right, because tonight's podcast is brought to you by the letter S. Salt pipes, sourdough, sauerkraut, snakes, slithery snakes. Was there another one? And silly sods we need to talk about as well.
Yeah.
Going S for South in Portugal.
South.
Good God. Well, the big drama of the day, which has nearly turned into a... Facebook fury for you because your veracity and integrity has been challenged, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I don't like it when people don't believe me. Like when I say, like, I consider myself to be an honest person, and so when someone like says I'm telling porcupines, that makes me incensed and enraged.
And that was the phrase that was used.
Yes,
right?
It was.
Oh, well, you did a few glasses of red,
yeah.
As I suspected, and was just being a bit playful, I think. And
he's been a bit of a smart ass, wasn't he?
Well, his mum doesn't know he's out. Anyway, love you, Tony. I'm sure you're just having a bit of fun. But yes, it was we went up to the balcony of our... Well, it's kind of like a roof garden, isn't it? But it's a floor up anyway.
It's a floor and a half up.
A floor and a half up. And you said, what were we looking? We're looking for extra places to put
grow
planters
food.
where it would catch the sun. And you said, is that a snake over there? And I was thinking, it can't be a snake.
On our roof.
Twig. It's a twig. And lo and behold, snake, beautiful snake. And locked in its jaws was a lizard.
Yeah.
And to be fair, the picture on Facebook that we published in Pure Portugal does make it look like it's a huge snake.
Yeah.
An arm guzzling kind of python. Yeah, it's just a distorted perspective. Well, the puppy just pushed his way into the bedroom.
Naughty little fella.
Go on, go back in your box. Get out. Go on. What on earth do you think Go on. Right, back to the puppy training.
The puppy training
manual later. Go on, go away. You're supposed to be asleep. Go on. Trying to get on the podcast. Cheeky rascal. Yeah, but amazing to see a snake with its fangs into a lizard. Lizard's like paralysed and half out of it, really.
Yeah.
But I think it was enough to see a snake, let alone a snake killing a lizard. And then the shock, one story up. What is a snake doing on the first and a half floor?
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
I loved seeing its the way it, like, it's sidewinding.
It's reticulated motion.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It looked like those Saharan snakes you see, like going over...
Well, on the sand, like...
Yeah.
Ouch, too hot. Yes.
Yeah.
Go for miles like that.
I've sent a picture to our neighbour who knows everything about this area and, who has a love of reptiles, so I'm hoping she's going to identify it for us.
Has she not done that yet?
Not yet. She's getting one of her expert friends to have a look at it. Because I looked at all the pictures of all the Portuguese snakes, and I can't see one that it actually
Tony
matches.
might be right. I mean, it might be an anaconda that escaped with a monitor lizard in its jaws because the owner's thinking...
On our patio.
Well, the owner's thinking, sod it, I haven't got enough money to feed myself, let alone all my reptiles, and set them free into the Portuguese countryside.
Who knows?
Who knows? But we're making light of the situation as we're in lockdown. And the continued day 3 or so of mitigation phase. 100 people have died in Portugal now, as of today, because of the COVID coronavirus. And it seems to be ramping up and hitting that, exponential growth that was predicted around the world. Pretty grim. Not as bad as Spain or Italy here.
No. It's kind of surrounding us now, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I spoke to one of the neighbours yesterday evening, and... He had a really kind of, a universal look of dismay and horror on his face. I don't speak great Portuguese, but the whole conversation was in Portuguese, and I got the gist that there were 4 people in our nearest town, 1 person in a neighbouring village. Words getting round, or certainly suspected cases. You know how it goes on a local grapevine. So it's pretty sobering, really. And we're in the middle of, I saw a meme today. It said it's like a kid talking to his granddad. So, it was 2020 and it was the coronavirus times. And the grandson says, "What did you do, Granddad?" Really, like, it's 2020 coronavirus times. We were all locked down in our homes and people were dying. And this kid says, "What did you do, Granddad?" He said,
I just making memes.
I just sent memes out to people and stuff." And that's it, isn't it? That's where we're at. It's like we're locked in, trying to keep away from the heat of it. And what are we doing? Just spending loads of time on social media and
like we are
having arguments with people about snakes and stuff like that. It's just crazy, isn't it? How it is.
To be fair, we've done lots of other practical stuff as well. We've done a bit of living today.
Yes.
You've been at the
in the swamp.
Yeah, you've been draining the swamp today.
Yeah, S for swamp. There's stagnant water at the back. Just taking down an old kind of aviary that was in the house and drained where the manual washing tubs were. Can you imagine, this was a guest house with 15 rooms and they washed their own blooming laundry here by hand.
I know.
Can you imagine?
I mean, where did they hang it though?
I can't imagine what it must have been like. They must have had quite a few staff and domestics and stuff like doing that. But one of the tubs was full of water and blocked, which must have been a breeding ground for mozzies. Well, it's not anymore. And so it's been a bit of a manual day, with a bit of snake excitement.
We were looking around the grounds. I make it sound like it's huge. It's just a big house basically with a backyard and kind of like sort of cupboards with lots of different pots and things in. So we were looking around to see what we could plant in, because where we've been planting seedlings, they get into a stage now where they need
for seedlings.
They need pricking out so that we don't like waste any of this food that we're growing. And so we were just like thinking, what can we reuse and adapt and this, that, and the other. And when Carl was taking apart this old aviary that's unused, there was some what's that stuff called, like chain link fencing?
Yeah, that's right.
So there's some like chain link fencing, and so what I managed to get Carl to do was create a vertical growing bin, I guess.
You need a photo of it, really, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, crikey, I don't want to do that
actually.
in case Tony has been drinking wine and says, "That's not on a balcony," and starts challenging me.
That's
on
not Kew Gardens.
Portugal. But it's
the ugliest thing I've ever made, though. I'm a bit embarrassed about it.
But you know what? It's going to be great, because essentially it's like a big, like, you've made a cylinder out of this chain link. We've lined it with some fabric. Then we're going to fill it with compost and then just be growing some big stuff out the top of it, and then put spinach and rocket and herbs, possibly some strawberries growing out the side.
Nice.
So, it should save on compost, save on water, save on space, which means we've got more space to, grow other stuff. I'm really excited about it. So, we're really kind of reusing stuff. And my best achievement today was getting some vitamin C and probiotics in the kids without them knowing.
Yeah, sauerkraut juice. It sounds like borderline cruelty, but how did you do it?
I just mixed it in with some mayo and some mustard, and then I mixed them in with some ketchup, and just said, "We've got these great new dips."
Oh, because I suppose it just tastes like the vinegar of a
yeah. So
of
it
a
kind
ketchup.
of tasted like a runny ketchup, but there's a freshness with sauerkraut juice. It's something sort of
zing.
Enzyme-y. It's got a zing to it. And made some mustard mayo, and the kids had loads of it. So we're gonna hold on to that. The old sauerkraut juice did well. Made some sourdough as well.
Joe the sourdough's like
Joe the dough
yeasting away in his bowl, isn't he?
Yeah, Joe the dough is getting yeastier by the day and is smelling like freshly baked bread. It just smells good, looks good. Still haven't managed to make a really good loaf yet, a convincing loaf. But I made 2 attempts today.
It's getting better.
Yeah, it's getting better. But I made some sourdough biscuits with rosemary and sea salt.
Tasted good to me.
They were like kind of, what were they like? Like crackers, stroke.
They had a bit of a kind of puff pastry vibe in places as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, they were sort of shortbreads.
They were kind of Moorish though, right?
Yeah, really nice. Really nice. Nice cup of char.
Yeah.
Yeah, enjoyed that. Yeah. And salt pipes. My God, you
Oh,
recharge my salt
yes.
pipe, put some fresh iodine on the salt pipe. I mean, in case you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, I don't either. But we've got this new technology that you inhale salt vapor, I suppose, and you've added a filter of iodine, haven't you?
Yeah.
As well. And you changed my dressing, as it were, because you put the iodine on the top, on the bit you suck the air through, and you put iodine on it. I took a massive drag of it and blasted my tonsils with iodine, and then felt a bit sick. Which I just sort of taken that in the spirit of like, oh my God, it's like, cod liver oil. That hurt and wasn't very pleasant, but I'm sure it's done me some good.
We're trying to get some kind of like,
as you can hear,
salt air and sort of like nano iodine molecules into our lungs, so that if we do, so we can like clear them out in case we do get.
Not suggesting that anyone else does that in case this is misconstrued as fake news, quack cure or anything.
We must stress neither of us are doctors, but we watched one of hundreds of videos, and there was a woman who works with infectious diseases who recommended salt pipes with iodine drops in, so that's why we were trying it.
What was the other thing of her Holy Trinity? Vitamin C?
Yeah, tons of vitamin C.
So you were saying you got to work from the inside out and the outside in.
Yeah. So you actually take the vitamin C inside. You don't want it on the outside because it's an antioxidant, and so it will react to the metals on your body, on your skin.
Seriously?
That's why I made my skin come up. Colder. That's why I made my skin bad a month ago when I made vitamin C serum.
So it's always a risk trying any of these homespun hacks. Homespun health hack.
Yeah, I've done a few of them, haven't I?
You have. You so have. And just like most hack videos, it doesn't turn out anything like the video. Yeah. But I have to say, vitamin C, I have an intuitive affinity with. I can't get enough vitamin C. And thankfully, got another big bag of oranges from my lovely neighbour. Yeah. They are, I can't believe when I think about oranges in the UK and how dry they are, compared to like this. It was just sublime, this these oranges she gives us. She said, it tastes like sunshine, doesn't it? It's just like, it does, but it's more than that. It's just like, they're not that sweet. They're just so juicy and delicious. It's just, it's fantastic. Really, really delighted.
Yeah, we're fermenting some of those bad boys, aren't we? Making.
You are.
Yeah.
Another hack. We'll see how that goes. We'll be reporting
fermenting lemons so that we can make some vitamin C ferment.
There are some unholy looking jars around the house at the moment.
Take a photo of them, and like the fermented marmalade will be like a
like you've never. It's not Cooper's and Crabtree or whatever those Tiptree and Evelyn. It's like, or even what are those ones that used to come in a nice little pots?
Robertson's, no,
not that. Those little pots. Oh, never mind. But like it's not marmalade like you'd know it. Really, is it?
No,
it's marmalade in the sense it's been made from orange and peel.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be like a kind of slightly sour orange sauce, probably.
Sounds so appealing.
But it'll be full of probiotics, and it will maximise the vitamins and phytochemicals.
Excellent.
It's got like clove in. It's got cinnamon.
Maybe I should put it in my baked bean recipe.
Your baked beans are brilliant.
I didn't think so. The kids didn't like them either, did they, tonight?
Yeah, I got 2 portions. It's good.
But canned beans, as in glass jars, canning of that kind of preserving beans, really big in Portugal. You can get black-eyed beans, big butter beans, chickpea, cannellini, I think. And I'm trying to make my own baked beans, and it's a different recipe every time. But I think the burnt garlic didn't really help.
I just thought it was really good.
You liked it?
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Well, I bruschetted your sourdough.
Yeah.
And chopped up the toast because the kids like that, and then covered them in my homemade beans. I think if your homemade beans need to be in the pan simmering for a really long time, and for all the kind of flavour to go into the beans from the sauce. And I think it's like, cowboy beans. They've got to be over the fire for quite a long time.
Maybe they need fermenting.
I think
Even
it's
tomato.
one of those things. It's got to be that it'll be better next day, and you can't just cook them to order like that. So anyway, yeah, and I guess we're finished. If we've done all the S's there, I think we have, haven't we? That we mentioned.
Salt pipe.
Yeah,
Silly
sourdough.
sods.
No, silly sods we haven't done. Let's conclude with that because really,
It's
S
not really a silly sod.
S for stay at home. I'm talking about the silly sods who are on the road. Apparently, I just saw a Portugal news item. People like hitting the bridge in Lisbon, 25th April bridge, heading south. Like everyone's been told to stay at home, and people are just trying to motor down to the Algarve for a holiday. And it's like the people who are having a barbecue in the UK and got broken up. You think, Portuguese people are responding to the lockdown really well. But the real test of it is the Easter holiday, isn't it? Where they're mobilised massively. People coming from France, people coming from all over, Luxembourg, I suppose, and just wanting to return to Portugal, to the motherland for for the Easter celebrations, and they're doing it anyway, despite the lockdown and the restrictions of movement. And it's like causing quite a problem for the police, I believe. So I don't know what it takes, but I'm glad to say that we're away from those kind of areas with this massive influx of people. Hotels are what happens around here anyway, normally. But those hotels, I think, are just knackered. And locally, our Korea Palace Hotel and the Termash Gardens must be really tough for them at the moment. But I feel a S for sympathy for anyone in the Algarve who lives there who's just dreading people pouring in. At the best of times, let alone in this lockdown time. So hopefully people will see sense and not do that. Just stay at home. But anyway, the clock's springing forward tonight. So in a sense, that's one less hour of lockdown, isn't it? That people could be grateful for. Like moving us an hour closer to the...
Depends if we're still in lockdown.
The time of liberation. October, doesn't it? Oh my God, what when it springs back again? Yeah. Oh dear, that's not so great as an idea. Oh, okay. Well, I hope you're enjoying those few people who listen to this. Drop us a line. Be lovely to hear from you.
Let us know who you are.
Yeah, because we know a few people are listening, and if you've got a few thumbs ups on where it's posted to YouTube as well, so it'd be really lovely to hear from you. To let us know who you are, where you are,
and also how you're coping.
Yes.
Like, what kind of crazy things are you doing? Are you homesteaders? Are you eating loads of frozen food?
Are you knitting your own muesli? Whatever.
Yeah.
It'd be great to hear from you. All right, take good care, and we'll speak to you soon.
Bye for now.